Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning to everybody. It's 10:39. Whoa, hold on, hold on. Okay. Well, I guess to answer my question, if anybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. What the hell? To everybody, it's 10:39. Whoa, hold on, hold on. Sorry about that. What was I saying? Oh yeah, good morning to everybody. Good morning, good morning. It's 10:40 my time. Um, yeah, y'all know usually I don't do morning shows, but yeah, quite a few of y'all sent me their stories. So and to be honest, I really didn't know if I really wanted to do the story or not because my focus is on what happened to the baby down there in Chicago. You know, everybody is upset about that one, which I understand, and it touched a lot of heartstrings of a lot of people. What happened to that baby in the McDonald's drive-through? You know that was tragic, and plus to see the video of the police taking her body out their car, you know, that was just a sight to see. So I can imagine if you just right there front and center, watching the police try to get into their car and get to their baby, and you out you out there, you actually saw their baby body in person being taken out their car and trying to be rushed to the hospital and see if they can save her life. But unfortunately, as we see, that her life was unable to be saved. So I would say once again to that precious baby, you know, rest in peace, Jaslyn Adams, and to the dad. I wish him a speedy recovery. However, some people gave me a little info about him, and I think, like I thought, it's some kind of beef that was going on that he was involved in, I believe. And this was kind of like a retaliation or something they did against him. So I don't have the full details on it. So don't quote me on that. But I heard on Facebook they going off about him and about this situation and whatnot. So all I can say about that is stay tuned for more details on that story. All right. Anyway, if there's anybody in the building who can tell me they can hear me or whatnot. Is there anybody who could be they can tell me they can hear me what now? What up, Brian? I see you in the building. Can you hear me, brother? Oh God, this thing right here just. This thing right here just plays by itself. I don't know why it does this. Plays by itself. Yeah. Cosmo Kid. I see Cosmo Kid. Beverly came in. My man London Link. Bossy. Somebody named Kanisha Foot. Good Day Tenant Powers came in early. Okay, so you can't hear me, Brian? All right. I know the notifications sucky. You know, sometimes to work, a lot of times it don't work. As a matter of fact, speaking of notifications, hold on. All right, got that set up right there. All right. You say the ass are undefeated. Well, I think the reason you probably see ass on my stuff is they keep hitting me with like copyright stuff. somebody come back claiming that some of the stuff that I'm playing, they claim it isn't theirs. So, you know, I don't know. You can't do nothing on YouTube no more. You can't play no music or anything, or somebody gonna try to claim it's their stuff, you know, in this day the third. So I don't know, man. And this shit comes with the program or not. But anyway, guys, let's get right into the story, because to be honest, I really don't have much to say about this, but I'm gonna do my best to try to give you commentary on my thoughts on it, and I want you to depict the public thoughts on it, you know, whoever watching it now, whoever's gonna watch it later, because I said a lot of people have different emotions about it. A lot of people saying that the cop is wrong. A lot of people calling the cop heroic. You got a lot of people that just saying, you know, I'm just on the fence with it. You just got a lot of people that just saying the whole thing is dysfunctional, period. And that's what I meant, really, you know, this whole thing was just dysfunctional, period. And I guess I explained that as I go on with the show. Well, we have a young lady by the name of Ma'Khia Bryant, who is no longer with us. And the cop that was involved in the story name is Nicholas Reardon. And the meat and potatoes of it is that there was a commotion going on. I'm assuming that the young lady's home, fight or whatever rung out. Nicholas came in, tried to intervene. You see one girl getting knocked on the ground, I believe by Ma'Khia, and looked like Ma'Khia tried to stab her. Then Ma'Khia gets up and try to go after another female, and tragically, you know, she ended up getting shot, and you know, the young lady lost her life. Now that's just the meat and potatoes of it. So without further ado, this clip right here is going to play the body cam footage, but what I like what they doing is they slowing down so you can see everything, but they're not going to show you everything in the video, but they're going to slow it down to give you details of what everybody needed to see in the video. After that, then I want to see if I can play the video where her mom spoke. And then after that, you know, y'all know me, I love the police conference. I would play y'all the police conference, and you know, we'll just take it from there. So ladies and gentlemen, here's the story of Ma'Khia Bryant. Here's what they claim what happened, and as always, y'all share y'all thoughts and y'all opinions as the show go on, and get the thumbs up for your boy. Appreciate it.
Parent as possible and walk you through this video step by step, and we've decided not to show certain parts out of respect for family, friends, even classmates. I've reviewed this video. It shows Ma'Khia armed with a knife lunging at another woman. We want to warn you, this is very difficult to watch. This is the body camera video released from Columbus Police. Interim Police Chief Mike Woods says Officer Nicholas Reardon was the one who discharged his firearm. Here he is heading towards Legion Lane.
What's going on, Boo Brown? Sandy, what's going on? What's going on, Spencer? All right. Good morning.
After two 911 calls to police.
Arriving at 3171 Legion Lane on the left.
Footage shows 7 people in a driveway, and when the officer says what's going on, that's when another woman is shoved to the ground. Police later identify Ma'Khia Bryant. She appears to be the one shoving down the other woman. We are going to slow this part down. Officer Reardon draws his gun 10 seconds after getting out of the cruiser. A woman on the ground gets kicked by a man on the sidewalk. Columbus police say other potential crimes within this video are being investigated separately. Then you see Ma'Khia Bryant lunging towards a woman in pink with what appears to be a knife. Then the first shot is fired. We're going to pause this video here for 10 seconds as Ma'Khia falls to the ground and the officer's gun is still pointed at her. We're not going to show her death out of respect of her life and for her family. A second officer's body camera arriving on scene pick up the shots. This is as much as we could show you right now. Again, out of respect for Ma'Khia and her family. Police are also releasing a third body camera angle, which shows officers rendering aid and CPR to Ma'Khia. Interim Chief Woods says medics were notified 90 seconds later.
Pretty fucked up, right? Pretty fucked up. What up, Tiffany Guzman? You know, pretty fucked up, right? Again, I appreciate the fact that they slowed this video down to show you exactly what went on, because I don't know who's out here saying this, but they saying somebody on social media, and I believe it may be her auntie or somebody, she was claiming that the girl didn't have a knife, when clearly you can see that big ass knife in the girl's hands. So, you know, I hate when family members come out and try to tell the story, but they trying to water the story down and trying to make it seem like that ain't what happened, when, you know, you need to be honest about the story. You know, I mean, you trying to water it down doesn't help the situation, you know, because when you water it down, people gonna be on your side. They'll be on your side, be like, yeah, they wrong. But then when they see everything, like right there, once they see everything, then people gonna come back and be like, you know, well, okay, we found out that the mom lied, that the girl did have a knife on her hand, or the auntie or whoever that made that statement said that the girl did not have a knife in her hand. You could clearly see the knife on her hand, and she freaking get ready to thrust somebody, whoever that girl was. Give it a second later, she probably would have stabbed that girl. And probably, at worst case scenario, probably would have killed her by stabbing her, you know. And then on top of that, I don't know who this grown ass man is, but you see this big grown ass man kick this girl in the back of the head. Now, when I first saw it on the video, I'm like, what the fuck? You know, I just like, they just totally blew my fucking mind. This big ass grown man kicked this woman, or let me say, tried to kick this woman, or this young lady. I'm assuming all of them was teenagers. Tried to kick this girl in the back of the head. And I just sit up here and thought, okay, nobody was getting... Okay, somebody just sent me something saying the sister is talking. If you got the video today, please send it to me. And I said to myself, I didn't see nobody getting jumped. So why would he do that? Now I can understand it if the girl was getting jumped. I can kind of understand it a little bit. All right. But was nobody getting jumped? Ma'Khia knocked this big ass girl to the ground. All right, that was it. Bada bing, bada boom. There was no reason for nobody to jump in on that, because she got that girl off her, or whatever the case was going on. But this big grown ass man stood up there trying to kick that girl in the back of the head. I was just like, you wonder where a lot of that domestic shit come from, you know? When you around youngins like that, and they seen you acting like that, and then they repeating what you did, can you really get mad at them for doing stuff like that? Because they only repeating what they see you done. Now, to my assumption, I think that's her daddy who did that. You know, because I think when she got shot, if you look at the real video, you will hear him say, "You shot my baby." Am I correct? Am I correct? Okay, somebody just said it. That is her daddy. Hey, Angela Will, what's going on? Well, Angela, I could play it again, but now they don't show everything. They cut out like 10 seconds of it. They say they don't want to show her limp body, but I'll play it for you again. So, yeah, I'll play it for you again. Let's do it again.
Transparent as possible and walk you through this video step by step, and we've decided not to show certain parts out of respect for family, friends, even classmates. I've reviewed this video. It shows Ma'Khia armed with a knife lunging at another woman. We want to warn you, this is very difficult to watch. This is the body camera video released from Columbus Police. Interim Police Chief Mike Woods says Officer...
If you got the sister video, then send it to me. You saying watch the sister video. If you got the sister video, please send it to me. I have no problem playing it.
Nicholas Reardon was the one who discharged his firearm. Here he is.
As a matter of fact, anybody who got the sister video, email it to me.
Heading towards Legion Lane after 2 911 calls to police.
Arriving at 3171 Legion Lane on the left.
The footage shows 7 people in a driveway, and when the officer says what's going on, that's when another woman is shoved to the ground. Police later identify Ma'Khia Bryant. She appears to be the one shoving down the other woman. We are going to slow this part down. Officer Reardon draws his gun 10 seconds after getting out of the cruiser. A woman on the ground gets kicked by a man on the sidewalk. Columbus police say other potential crimes within this video are being investigated separately. Then you see Ma'Khia Bryant lunging towards a woman in pink with what appears to be a knife. Then the first shot is fired. We're going to pause this video here for 10 seconds as Ma'Khia falls to the ground and the officer's gun is still pointed at her. We're not going to show her death out of respect of her life and for her family. A second officer's body camera arriving on scene pick up the shots. This is as much as we could show you right now. Again, out of respect for Ma'Khia and her family. Police are also releasing a third body camera angle, which shows officers rendering aid and CPR to Ma'Khia. Interim Chief Woods says medics were notified 90 seconds later.
All right, Angela, I hope you was able to see that.
People so.
So I hope you was able to see that. What up, Trip? I see you in the building. What's going on, bro? Okay, she said she sent it to me in a message. Let me check it out. Excuse me. Let me check it out. So, Angela, let me ask you a question, because I think everybody pretty much seen it. So now that you've seen it, you know what I'm saying, tell me in the chat room, what do you think about that grown-ass man kicking that woman in the back of her head like that? And then furthermore, can anybody tell me was all those girls out there teenagers? Because if they were teenagers, then there's some big-ass teenagers. I don't know what they putting up in these food nowadays, but those are some big-ass teenagers. Those are some big-ass teenagers. All right? God damn. Just like that 9-year-old girl who was in an altercation with her mama and down there in New York. They say she's 9 years old. That's a big ass 9 years old, man. So what they putting in these Cheerios and these cornflakes? These some big ass children. What they putting up in these clothes? I mean, in this food, man. Seriously. All right, I got the video. All right, cool. I got the video. I'll play it in a minute. Boosku say he should have been arrested. And I see a lot of people saying that, yeah, he should have been arrested for that. And I kind of agree with that because, again, I don't know why his big grown ass was involved in it anyway. As a matter of fact, I want to put out some key points. Here's some key points that I brought up. And I want y'all to tell me what y'all think about this. And if you got any other key points that you want to ask, I look in the chat room. I don't know how. Damn, y'all can't see that shit. Can I make that big? Let me see how big I can make this for y'all. Oops. All right. Here's right, Angela. Yeah, they look like grown women. Seriously, they look like grown women out there. That girl was 15 to 16-year-old. That's a big ass 15 to 16-year-old. But then again, I can't talk. When I was in the 7th grade, people used to tell me, you know what I'm saying, damn, that's a tall ass 7th grader. But I guess being tall and being thick like that, I guess that's two different things. I don't know. But guys, here's some key points that I pointed out. When we come to videos like these, and y'all hear me stress this enough, the ones who've been following me, why we can't never get what happened at the very beginning of these altercations, which will help us get a better understanding what happened, what escalated, what was this about? You know, we never get what happened before the recording started. We never get the very, very, very beginning of these situations. We always either get the ass in or we get the middle or whatever, and all of us are left confused about what happened, what they were fighting about. So I always stress that when it comes to videos like these, what happened in the beginning? My point number 2, I would like to know who made the 911 call, and y'all gonna hear a 911 call a little later. All right, I want to know who made the 911 call. It may be irrelevant, but I'd like to know who made the 911 call. My third point is, like I just talked about, why was this grown ass man involving himself instead of de-escalating the problem? My key point number 3, let me repeat that again. Why was this grown ass man involving himself instead of de-escalating the problem? Let alone you as the father see your daughter got a knife in her hand, which is a deadly weapon, all right? And instead of you intervening and say, hold on, no, baby, you gonna fight, do it right. You know, I don't want you to go to jail, you know, for murdering somebody. You know, so you're gonna fight, do it right. Give me that knife. You know, but he didn't do that. He wanted to help his baby fight. All right. So I don't know, maybe it's hood mentality, you know, or maybe he just that overprotective of his child. I do not know. I would love to hear him explain that. But I think people say he getting on video trying to act like he trying to water it down. I don't know. I haven't seen it. And my fourth point that I want to put out there is, which a lot of y'all probably asking this too, could the cop have pulled out his taser instead of his gun? You know, and I say that because I know we have situations where cops, they would say that I thought I was pulling out my taser, but they end up pulling out their gun. So my fourth point to this is, could he have pulled out his taser instead of his gun? Now, those are key points that I point out. Y'all probably got some more that you want to point out, and I'll look in the chat room and see if y'all point them out. All right. And I don't know why this damn thing keep popping up on my goddamn screen. Hold on, God. Let me get this shit out of my screen. I don't know why this damn thing keep popping up on my screen. Ruining my flow. All right. Right. So those are my key points that I assessed in watching the video. This one and the red video. Those are my key points. What the hell did I have to do? So those are the key points that I pointed out in this the video that I assessed. All right, I assessed in this story. All right, so let's move down further. The mom has spoke out. Let me see if we can hear what the mom has to say. And you know, and the thing is, you know, like the old folks tell us, you know, the old white folks tell us, you know, we supposed to bury them, not them bury us. So, you know, I understand why it's hard when people hear about their children dying, because it's supposed to be our time. Amen. It's supposed to be our time. But I would say this again, when you have a father, look like he may be in her life, showing you this is the way you handle folks with violence, then what do you expect for her to learn whenever she get into situations? Violence. You know, now I know back in the day, my mom, my grandmother, maybe granddad, I don't remember. How many of y'all remember when they used to tell you, you get into a fight with somebody, you pick up a brick and knock the fuck out of them? And those are the exact words. You pick up a brick and knock the fuck out of them when you get in a fight with somebody. They used to tell us that, and don't know they really serious about that. Maybe they're just a metaphor that they was using, you know, as you know, if somebody try to fight you, you stand your ground, you know. But I used to be told that a lot, you know, you pick up a brick and knock the fuck out somebody when they fuck with you or whatnot. But, you know, we in a different era right now, you know what I mean? We ain't picking up bricks anymore. We ain't even throwing fists anymore. We instantly picking up guns because of fear we may forget our ass whooped, or we have gotten our ass whooped. But the children, teenagers learn what we as adults and the parents, foster parents, or everybody across the globe, they pick up what we teach them. And it look like to me that daddy was teaching this girl, this is how you handle situations. Once you get them down, you stomp them and you kick the shit out of them. At least that's my assessment of everything. And I may be wrong. Y'all tell me if I'm right. Let's listen to what the mom got to say.
Bryant's death is, of course, angering people across Central Ohio tonight, but none more so than her family. 10 TV's Lacey Cripps talked to Ma'Khia's mother at the scene of that shooting, in a story you only see here on 10. Paula Bryant says her daughter.
Stan Jones says it's hard to taser someone from 20 feet away, for one thing. Okay, Stan, I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said it because somebody else pointed this out too, and tell me if you agree, or any of y'all agree. I also seen some people say that if he pulled out his taser, who's to say that the taser would actually had neutralized the problem? And I thought about that. I said, damn, you know, that's a point. Remember the story I did about the lady who tried to get arrested by that cop? And the big cop, I forgot what his name is. I forgot what the lady's name is. I just did the story a couple weeks ago. But y'all know what I'm talking about. It was up there, Family Dollar. The guy pulled the car over. The car was registered to a guy who had multiple felonies on him. And I thought they were looking for him. But she had crack or something on her. And the police tried to arrest her. She was running around the car. And when she got in the car, he tasered her. And he kept tasing her, but she was still able to be mobile to the point where she was able to grab a gun. You know, so I saw somebody say that. I said, dang, you know, that's a good point because it sure didn't work on her. She was able to get that gun and fire off a shot at him. You know, so what do y'all think about that?
Was an honor roll student and a sweet child.
This never should have happened. She's a loving girl.
As the world heard the verdict in the Derek Chauvin case, Ma'Khia Bryant's 16-year-old...
Okay, Stan said tasers aren't meant for a lethal situation like this. All right, I got you. Y'all get that thumbs up for your boy. We got 28. Give me up to 30. Appreciate you.
Daughter, Ma'Khia, was fatally shot by a Columbus police officer on the city's southeast side.
I'm very upset. I'm hurt. I want answers.
Columbus police were called...
Damn, her mama look young. Wow.
...to Legion Lane on reports of his stabbing. A Columbus police officer fired his gun, shooting and killing the teen.
My daughter dispatched the Columbus police for protection, not to be a homicide today.
Ma'Khia was staying at a foster home, but Paula tells me the two last saw each other on Thursday.
We hugged each other. She said, Mommy, I made honor roll. And she said, Mommy, I'm looking forward to coming home.
That homecoming won't happen, but Paula explains how she wants her daughter remembered.
Ma'Khia had a motherly nature about her. She promoted peace. And that's something that I want to always be remembered.
In Columbus, Lacey Crisp, 10 TV News.
Okay, let me say something good about this video. Let me say something bad about this video. She said she made honor roll, and I give credit to students who made honor roll. You know, that's a damn good thing. That's a wonderful thing when I hear people saying that they children make the honor roll. You know, so lets me know that they doing what they supposed to do in school. All right, but here's the problem that I got with what her mom said. She said that her daughter was about peace. If she was about peace, what happened right here? And then on top of that, you know, the daddy was still helping her out. I don't get that. Now that's bugging me right there. That is. You said your daughter was about peace. But in this video says nothing about peace about the daughter. In fact, what this video showed is your daughter was ready to kill. And again, the daddy didn't make the situation no better. But maybe the mama don't have the full story of what happened. Maybe she doesn't have the full story of what happened. They will make her say that because, again, if your daughter was about peace, she wasn't about peace that day, man. I'm sorry. She wasn't about peace that day. She was trying to kill. All right? And if the dad, if he was about peace, then I don't think he should have been involved like he was. I don't get that, you know. Wow. That's nuts, you know. But that's my assessment of it. Wow, that is crazy. Peace with a knife. You knock the girl down. And then on top of that, you say peace. But when the cops got there, y'all still cutting up. Y'all still cutting up when the cops got there. Everything that happened out there, y'all did it right there from the cop. She knocked that girl down from the cop. Don't know if she tried to stab the girl who was on the ground. But that man came over there and kicked that woman right in front of the cops. The girl went and launched at the other girl with a knife trying to go for her neck. It looked like it in front of the cops. So where's the peace coming from? Where's the peace coming from? But maybe the mom don't know the full story yet. She don't know the full story. Somebody said, can they call in and I guess explain the gun and the taser thing? Yeah, I'll open up my StreamYard. Hold on. And this is why I said in the beginning, y'all, this whole thing just dysfunctional. It's dysfunctional like a motherfucker. Hey, people, what's going on? Good morning. Anybody else who wanna, I leave open for anybody else who wanna come and explain too. If you know about the difference between the taser and using guns and all that stuff, anybody who wanna come in and explain whatnot, you know, just let me know and I give you my email. You can email me and I'll give you the link to jump on the panel and tell me your thoughts about everything. All right. So into the studio right here. Let me get the invite link. Go to the invite link and Brian, let me find you. And there you go right there. And you like this zero? Yeah, man, I gotta redo that though. I gotta redo that. What the hell? All right, this is my computer moving slow. All right, Brian, I sent you the link. Let me put my email down there for anybody else who may want to jump up and explain. All right, Brian, what you do is just click that link and make sure your mic is working. You don't have to be cam up, but at least make sure your mic is working. And you can tell your mic is working. Look at the green line going up and down when you try to join. Make up a name, or you can come in as Brian. And I will see you pop up in the back chat right here where I'm at. And you will see me back here as well. And once I see you pop up, then I can bring you on in, you know, and people can hear you when you come in and start talking. So that's how it works. All right. Stan, you know what? I feel you on that. Yep. I mean, everybody instantly blaming the police instead of the situation that's at hand, you know. So you have to in situations like this, you have to ask yourself, okay, they out here fighting. I'm gonna let them fight because I want my baby girl or my boy, you know, to defend themselves. But now I'm seeing her opponent finna get ready to get a weapon and stab her. Now, what am I going to do in this situation? What am I going to do in this situation? Do I just sit back and let them do it? or am I going to neutralize the situation? You know, so I would like to put it. I like to put it out there like that. You know, it's in your messenger, Brian, or just email me. I put my email link over there. Just email me. My email's in the chat room. Just email me. It's in your messenger. And if that doesn't work, then I left my email in the chat room. I got my email in the chat room. Hold on, guys. My computer's slowing down. Why is it doing that? Hold on. Let me see if I can speed my computer up a little bit. That motherfucker is slowing down. Real slow. Okay, it keeps saying it's at 100%, but it should not be at 100% though. Why is it saying that? Hold on, guys. Give me 1 minute. Let me see if I can fix this issue. My computer's slowing down because if it keeps doing like that, then it's going to end up shutting the stream down. And I don't, Lord knows, I don't want that to happen. But it should not be saying 100%. So why is it saying it's using 100%? Because there's nothing up that should be using that much CPU. There's nothing up. Anyway, let me see if I can get this up about the sister while I wait on Brian, see if he can get on. Where's the sister video at? This is Ma'Khia Bryant's sister live. Alright, let's see.
Lost my motherfucking sister, y'all on this bitch playing around, and all she had a knife, nigga, because she was trying to protect herself, nigga. From a grown-ass motherfucking woman, bitch. Is you dumb? My bitches on this bitch playing, and my baby gone, bitch. What you mean? How? The fuck? She at this bitch house. She's at her foster lady's house, bitch. It's her, Janiyah, and Beautiful. The foster lady got the next grown-ass bitch that used to be her foster kid at the house. This bitch 30 years, 29 years old. Telling my sisters what to do, calling them bitches, bald-headed bitches, all this shit. Starting shit with them. My sister, my youngest sister, called the police. She like, can y'all get over here, please? These girls is trying to fight us. You know, we don't want to call my dad over here to get shit egged on. We don't want to get put the fuck up out of here. You feel me? Can y'all come over here, please? Boom. Nobody never comes. Nobody never comes. So they call my dad. My dad got to come out that bitch to come and pick my sister up. Mind y'all been fucking with my sister since the day before yesterday. Calling her all type of names, doing all that shit, man. My baby so motherfucking lovable, man. I'm telling y'all, nigga, she want her to fly. Nigga, she want her to fly, nigga. This my lovable sister ever, nigga. She want her to fly, nigga. She don't be on none of that shit. To know her, man. To know her, you a no. To know her, you a no. Y'all on this bitch playing like some shit cool when bitches at your motherfucking house. My baby 16 years old. This bitch 28, 29 years old. You bringing other bitches over there trying to fight her. She didn't call the police. Y'all the same motherfuckers that's supposed to protect. What the fuck did y'all protect?
So she was a foster child. I'm curious about that. She was a foster child. And let me play that again. I'm trying to catch this. Let me play this again.
Around and all she had a knife, nigga, because she was trying to protect herself, nigga, from a grown-ass motherfucking woman, bitch. Is you dumb? My bitches on this bitch playing, and my baby gone, bitch. What you mean? How? The fuck? She at this bitch house. She's at her foster lady's house, bitch. It's her, Janiyah, and Beautiful. The foster lady got the next grown-ass bitch that used to be her foster kid at the house. This bitch 30 years, 29 years old. Telling my sisters what to do, calling them bitches, bald-headed bitches, all this shit. Starting shit with them. My youngest sister called the police. She like, can y'all get over here, please? These girls is trying to fight us. You know, we don't want to call my dad over here to get shit egged on. We don't want to get put the fuck up out of here. You feel me? Can y'all come over here, please? Boom. Nobody never comes. So they call my dad. My dad got to come out that bitch to come and pick my sister up. Mind y'all been fucking with my sister since the day before yesterday. Calling her all type of names. Doing all that shit, man. My baby so motherfucking lovable, man. I'm telling y'all, nigga, she want her to fly. Nigga, she want her to fly, nigga. This my lovable sister ever, nigga. She want her to fly, nigga. She don't be on none of that shit. To know her, man. To know her, you a no. To know her, you a no. Y'all on this bitch playing like some shit cool when bitches at your motherfucking house. My baby 16 years old. This bitch 28, 29 years old. You bringing other bitches over there trying to fight her. She didn't call the police. Y'all the same motherfuckers that's supposed to protect. What the fuck did y'all protect?
If this is true that what she's saying, then it kind of changes my narrative a little bit. If it is true what she's saying, then but I still about the dad, I don't agree with that kicking the girl in the head. But however, though, I still feel like he should have been there to de-escalate the situation. All right. But however, if that is true what she's saying, these grown ass women come over there to fight a 16-year-old. Then the narrative, my narrative about this kind of changes just a little. Not much, but just a little. I'm gonna have to listen to this a few more times, and I'm gonna see what's her name? Who is this woman talking? I need to find out who is that talking. I need to find out how old she is. and I need to see can I talk to her so she can tell me everything. Cause this was on like 2 minutes of what she was saying. And you said the foster parent was talking to y'all like y'all want shit, you know. And then I had to ask that question now, why was she in foster care? Now hearing this, it opens up a whole lot of questions now. What the fuck is really going on here? That's one of the main questions. What the fuck is really going on here? What is happening here? What are we missing? Because listening to that, there's way more to this story than what we know. Way more. Let me see if I can bring my man Brian in. Wow, this is nuts. Hey, Beverly, what's going on? This is nuts. Brian, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
What's going on, brother?
Not much. This is people are losing their shit nowadays.
Man, man, hold on, bro. Hold on, put you on the screen and I'll make you a solo. All right, and let me do it like that, and then we go back over here. Wow, this is insane, bro. This is insane. So, like I said, it leaves even more questions now after hearing that shit. You know?
Yeah, I was confused because you're only getting one side, so
exactly.
It's kind of hard to go off of.
Exactly.
I mean, she could be just spitting out bullshit. We don't know.
Right. That's why. So that's why I say if this is true, there is more questions that need to be asked about this. You know, what's really going on? Could it be possible that the foster mom tried to set this shit up and got some shit going on? You know what I'm saying? And I mean, even for the conspiracy theories, you know, there's a lot of shit going on. So now I kind of get a little understanding why the dad was there. If it's true what this young lady said, I can understand why the dad was there. But I still don't condone him kicking the girl. But, you know, I can understand why he's there now. You know, there's some shit, there's some shit going on. Yeah.
Yeah, we can what if it to death. We don't know, and probably we won't know until, I mean, look, I didn't even know a lot of stuff with the Chauvin case until I actually watched the trial. I'm like, oh, they didn't have that on the news. Oh, they didn't have that on the news. Man. Oh, that's interesting. I mean, we can only go by what we can see and what we know right now. So first point off is if you're a grown-ass man, it don't matter what's going on with your daughter. Check your ego, get your daughter safe, call the cops, let them figure out what the fuck's going on. You don't take matters into your own hands.
And see,
I can agree. 20-year-old woman should not be attacking a 16-year-old. But if the 29-year-old is the lady in the pink, she's balled up against the car, and the 16-year-old is going after the 29-year-old. It don't make it right.
Right.
Just because the 29-year-old started it doesn't give you the right to go try stabbing somebody.
So, like Shantae just came in, she would like the father should de-escalate. That's what I'm saying. You know, I think he should be there to de-escalate the situation, not to add more fuel to the fire or whatnot. You know, this is crazy, man. But you want to talk to me about the guns and the taser situation? Go ahead, talk to me.
So the way a taser is supposed to be working, this is coming from law enforcement. I did stuff in the military. I've got a lot of friends that are here in the town I live in, the sheriff's department, the frickin' county sheriff, and state troopers and regular sheriff. So every state is pretty much the same. They might have a little variance, but a taser is for a non-lethal situation. So, for instance, cop walks up and say somebody does have a knife. If they're not gutted to somebody's throat or acting to stab, like say it's down by their side, that would be used for a taser because there is no imminent danger or life being threatened at that moment. You would tase. With that being said, cop runs up to somebody who's ready to lunge, their arm is drawn back, and they have a direct target that they can reach. That is now protect and serve. That cop is liable for the lady in pink. If he would have said, oh, sorry, I can't shoot her because I'm worried, then guess what? She stabs the pink lady dies, and the town gets sued anyways because the cop let the freaking lady get stabbed and die. So he had to protect life. There, at that point, it was either the victim, which is sad, or the lady in pink. The taser wouldn't work, and all you got to do is look at the video from the Nashville police shooting. He tried to give that woman every opportunity, and then he tased her, It didn't work because, I don't know, maybe it didn't make good contact, because a taser has to penetrate the skin and has to be close to vital organs to shut it down. Tasering the leg is not going to work. Tasering the arm is not going to work. You've got to get the torso or the back where the spine is for a taser to work. And in the Nashville, if you go look at that, she got it in the arm and the leg, it looks like. And she still was able to reach in the center console, pull out a gun, and shoot the officer twice. And then he returned 4 shots back. She died like 200 feet down the road when she drove off. Tasers don't always work. So that cop would have tased, maybe, maybe not.
So it's a 50-50 chance that the tase might have worked and the other 50 might not have worked.
Yeah, because she was already in the lunge. You're not going to stop body one. That would be like saying Mike Tyson is in the prime, ready to punch, and you're going to try to tase him to stop his punch. No, that punch is going to follow through, and he's going to drop to the floor if you get a good tase.
Wow.
So the person that's in front of him is going to get punched anyways. This case, she would have got stabbed, the other one would have got tased, and the town would have been on the hook because the cop didn't use deadly force to save the lady in pink. So he was damned if he did, damned if he don't.
And I read something, I can't remember where it was, and I wish I could put it up again, but I got to remember where I read it at. It says that, and you tell me this is every state. It says that to the fact that if another life is in danger and the cop is witnessing it, they are allowed to use deadly force. Now, I don't know if they're just in Columbus, Ohio, or it's worldwide. So is that worldwide or just in Columbus?
That's even in the military. It's like that. When somebody's life is in danger of, because you don't know where that's going to land. She's going to stab her in the arm. For all we know, it's going to stab her in the throat. You hit that jugular, you can call the paramedics. She's going to be dead. She's going to bleed out before the paramedics get there. A cut to the jugular, if you sever it, you're going to be dead in about 9 seconds. You're going to bleed out. 9 seconds.
Angela, you got to understand what he's saying, dear. He's not saying that the taser did not work. Listen to what he said. He said it could have been a possibility. And I seen somewhere in somebody else commented, they said this. If the taser hit close, it's not going to do anything. It's not. But even if it hit certain parts of the body, he's saying that the possible chance of what it would have worked or would not have worked. But if they get him in the right spot, yes, it will take him down. But however, though, I had cops on the show the past couple of years in Baltimore. They even say, you know, you could still hit them in the right places and they still won't go down, especially if they high on PCP. It takes multiple of them damn things to get them down. Even then, they can't get them down to the point that they may have to take a shot to neutralize the situation. So he's not saying that it wouldn't work. He just saying at that situation, if he tried to taser, what is the percentage that he could have got a good hit on her to neutralize the situation, you know? So he's not saying it wouldn't work. That's not what he's saying, you know? So
hence, like when you see people that get tased, like on cop shows and they're making fun of them, you don't see their momentum stop. They get tased and they drop and then they slide on the ground. So that girl was in the stabbing phase. Even a taser, that's not going to stop her arm following through.
Damn, man.
So then what's going to happen is, I can't remember her name, but the victim, she's alive. Lady in pink is dead. Cops lose again. So seriously, who do you take here? The person that's going to stab somebody, take their life, or let the person who's got the knife stab and take the life of the lady in pink? Somebody was going to die in that situation. There was no way around it. Brian, no way around it.
Let me ask you a question as to somebody who's been in the military. Now, I've seen some people say, you know, could he have shot her in the leg, you know, things like that, you know.
All right, so here we go with this one. All right, so
okay.
Shooting in an arm, all right. First off, with training, how many people are good enough with their adrenaline pumping? Now, I've got some pretty big arms, you know, 17 inches. They're not huge. But seriously, at 15 feet, how many people do you think can get me in my arm on one shot? With the arms moving, let's not forget that arms and legs move. So, I mean, that's... If anybody wants to try this out, go take a log, a 12-inch log, stand about, you know, tie it to a tree so it swings. Now swing it, and then get a gun, and at 10 feet, See how many times it takes you to hit that arm. Now, don't forget now, if that cop misses and that stray bullet goes through a house and hits a kid, now you're screwed.
I ain't thinking about that. Why?
Now, leg, a little bit thicker. She was a big girl, thick leg. You have what's called the femoral artery in your leg. That gets severed, you're dead in 12 seconds by bleeding out. And you can check that up with medical. You can Google how long will you bleed out with a severed femoral artery, which is in your thigh. Or you can watch the movie Black Hawk Down. At the very, very end, they've got a soldier on the table that got shot in the femoral artery and bled out and died within 20 minutes.
My man Jay Dill said most cops are marksmen. Well, if you look up him, somebody sent me something this morning said this dude was in the military, so and I think he was an expert marksman. He was. So, Brian, let me ask you this, because somebody said something in the chat. And I like when people throw this out here because, a lot of people say that, it's too many shots in some situations. I guess I can agree. But again, when I talked to the Baltimore Police Department, and they was like, to y'all, it may sound like too many shots, but actually, if you in the line of fire, it's way more shots than what you're hearing on camera. So,
well, deadly force is to, until that target is not a threat anymore. So if it takes 12, it takes 12. So 4 shots is really not a lot because you want to make sure that target goes down and there's no residual danger. Okay. Like let's just say, I was a sniper in the Marine Corps, so I'm a pretty damn good shot. I wouldn't bet on myself at even 10 feet with a swinging 12-inch log. I wouldn't bet on myself. Now that same target, you can swing, say, a chest size. What's most people's chests? 12? No, that's probably 20 because my chest is 54. So let's just say half of that. 30 inches wide. 30 inches wide at 10 feet. You can swing that thing in a 360. I guarantee you I got a better chance of hitting that.
So,
like the military, we're taught double tap. Double tap to the chest, 1 to the head. And that's for CQB, which you're probably usually under 10 feet. You're probably within 10 feet of somebody. And that's what they do in CQB. 2 to the chest, 1 to the head, incapacitated. So that way you don't have to worry about that target getting back up and taking one of your teammates out or a hostage or an innocent bystander.
You know what? Talking to you made me want to. Is anybody else in the chat room who is in military and can speak on this? Because I think this is something that people need to understand when it comes to marksmanship or people who's an expert in it. In second situations, what they had to do. So, Brian, my last question to you, as far as the leg thing, when people say he could have shot in the leg. Does they take time for precision aim, or is it still just a matter you had to make a split-second decision?
I mean, you could do that. I mean, you could shoot in the leg. But seriously, the adrenaline's going to be so... As soon as your body... I've been shot, adrenaline's going to hit. You're not going to feel it. And that's still not going to stop the knife. That lady in the pink is now dead. Now, God forbid, the cop hits the femoral artery with his shot. Now the lady in pink is dead and the victim is dead. Now you've lost 2 lives.
Wow.
I mean, you've seen videos where people are like, dude, oh my God, like 20 seconds later, like, oh my God, I've been hit. Because adrenaline kicks in. You don't realize. You're like, doo-doo-doo.
Right. My man Nate in the chat room. So Nate, can you vouch for what he's saying? I forgot you was in military. Can you vouch for what he's saying? We got anybody else in the military? Stand up. Let me see you in the chat room, man. Can you vouch for what he's saying? Well, I know everybody got different positions in the military, but you say you was a sniper, so them motherfuckers gotta leave, man. If you watch the movies that they portray out here, man, those snipers are beasts. They are beasts.
It's kind of, I mean, I'm not gonna say that everybody can do it, but you got Hollywood. They gotta make it look, better than it really is. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. He said
it's not something. Go ahead.
He said, yes, close quarters is completely different required tactics. So yeah, he's vouching for what you're saying. Yeah, close quarters is completely different. So
a lot of people don't know this, that most people don't realize if somebody has a knife within 21 feet of you, they're going to stab you as you shoot them. It's been proven by the FBI. If you have, say you have a license to carry and you have a pistol on your hip and somebody's within 21 feet of you, by the time you pull and draw and acquire a target, the knife is already inside you.
Let me ask you this, man. This will be my last question. My man London League said a sniper is different from handguns, though. Do they teach snipers by close quarter too?
So in the Marine Corps, I can't speak for the Army and the Navy and the Air Force and all that, but the Marine Corps, you have two different qualifications within the military itself. You have your AR-15, M16, or now it's an M4. So you have long-range qualifications. It's done at 100 yards, 200 yards, 300 yards, 500 yards. Then you also have pistol qualification, which is done at 25 yards. Anything more, a pistol is not accurate at 25 yards. You might as well just be throwing a rock at that point.
Okay. My man,
sniper school, that is with long range. That is taking a shot from, say, 800 meters to 2 miles out is what a sniper does.
Got you.
But I am also, in the Marine Corps, I am a 2 award expert with the M16.
My man. And he said he was a former squad. He said he pursued the same path for sniper. All right. You know, salute to y'all, man. Salute to y'all, brother. Brian, man.
See,
go ahead.
So the problem that society we all have, because I don't know everything. So people want to use feelings to interject where there's not information or knowledge. And that is our problem as a whole. Don't matter what race it is, ignorance is the biggest. People don't know. So he should. No, it doesn't. You can't shoot in the leg. You can't shoot in the arm. That's not going to be helpful. There's certain things like I wish they would make a law that everybody would have to go to, say, gun class. You would learn so much of the ins and outs and do's and don'ts. Like, I know some people are going to be like, well, she was protecting herself. It was a 29-year-old against a 16-year-old. Granted, yes, we have a right to protect ourselves. But the lady in pink is up against a car, balled up. That's not an aggression. At that point, the victim was the aggressor. She could have walked away. She could have stayed in the house. Now, if you're going and retreating and somebody's attacking you, like she went into the house and that lady busted through the door, then by all rights, take her out. That's most castle laws or most self-defenses. Unlike, sometimes like Florida, they have the, no stand or whatever the hell it is where you can, that's a different beast. But there's a lot of laws in different states that people don't know, so they'll just interject their feelings. Well, he shouldn't have shot her. What was a cop supposed to do? If he didn't shoot her and the pink dies, he's liable. Now you want him to be liable for the victim. Well, somebody was going to die. So who is it? The one who's the aggressor or the one who's curled up in the ball trying to I wouldn't say run away, but she wanted no more of this. At that point, she had tapped out. I'm done.
And that you bring that up, that should have been another one of my key points, in that situation. If he hadn't done anything, a life probably still would have been lost, and they probably would have said he just sit there and didn't do nothing. Well, now that he did do something, y'all still saying that he was wrong. So that is a good question. What exactly was he supposed to do? So that is a good question, man. But again, this whole thing is just dysfunctional, and I just hearing that sister is even more dysfunction going on here. And I'm gonna see if I can find that girl.
It seems like society nowadays, we've got this ego, including myself. I find in certain instances, I get an ego and get defensive, and everybody's afraid of, like case in point, my instance. So I like to play disc golf. Most people that play disc golf in my town are like lower 20s. They're young. They're younger. So what happened was, long story short, I had a problem with the school and how they were treating my son and everybody else on the football team. They required them to spend $400 to buy Nike gear, including jock straps. And I'm like, who sees a jock strap? Why do these guys need matching jock straps? I mean, seriously. So I made a comment out there. Well, somebody I played disc golf with wanted to go, well, why don't you like Nike? So I took it to a private message going, it's just my personal preference. I don't like Nike. I just don't. So I have a problem with it. So then he was like, well, I don't want feelings to be hurt, so I'm just going to let you go. And I was like, dude, you can't hurt my feelings. A, I'm a former Marine, and you can't say anything my family and my mother and my grandparents haven't already said to me. Say what you gotta say. Say what you gotta say. Don't hide back. And then all of a sudden it turns to, oh, you think you can take me? Whoa. Where did this come from?
Where did it come from? Exactly. Where did it come from? Yeah. Where exactly? Exactly. I know
so
exactly.
I was like, dude, you know what? Go fuck yourself. I'm done with this conversation. So then he's like, those are fighting words. If I ever see you again, I'm going to freaking kick your ass and kill you. Now, you can be the typical Marine and go, hey, let's go meet at the local watering hole. Or no, I was like, whatever, done. I called up the police department and I was like, hey, what should I do in this situation? I really don't feel threatened, but I can't take him not at his word because how do I know? I don't know this guy. He's only 21, but I don't know. And they're like, no, you should come down here and file a report. So that way, if something does happen, it's on record. And then if he does do it, then you charge him. That's the right way to do it. But a lot of people are like, you're a pussy. You're a pansy. No, that's the right way to handle things.
Well,
look, we're both alive. We're both alive. Now, I could have challenged him, but who's to say I didn't bring a gun, he brought a gun, or I brought a knife, or he brought a knife? We're fighting over Nike, and somebody dies?
A logo that none of us own, and we fighting over, so I get you on there. But let me ask this last question. I keep saying this last question, man. I appreciate you making time.
Ask away.
and I appreciate you taking time coming up here. And we got another former Marine up in my chat room. Elijah, what's up, bro? He's another former, I won't say Marine. I don't know what he was, but I know he served. I've heard stories like yours before where people, when you tell them, hey, I'm former, but they still want to test you. Why do you think they want to do that? They want to test y'all to see what? What do you think they're trying to prove? What are they trying to prove?
Well, like again, it comes to ego. Everybody, it feels like they got something to prove. Like for this instance. So what went through my mind is, why do I want to fight this guy? What is to gain from this? Usually a fight, there's something to gain. Pros and cons. So for me and this kid, he's 21. So all right. So what are the options? We fight. I kick his ass. Everybody freaking hates me because here's a former Marine, kick the shit out of a 21-year-old. I lose. Or let's just say, hey, I'm not the biggest badass on the block. Just because I was a Marine doesn't mean there ain't somebody from the streets or college or whatever that can kick my ass. Who knows? Maybe I pick a fight with Conor McGregor. Kicks my ass. He's a UFC fighter. So then here's a 44-year-old got his ass whooped by a 21-year-old. I lose again. What's the purpose of fighting? I don't win anything. I'm not going to win.
Gotcha.
And then you put to it, then there's assault charges because he threatened me and I went and looked for him. So I can't, it's self-defense. Really? Self-defense. You got in your car and you went looking for him. No, you're the aggressor. So I go to jail. Or we both go to jail, depending on the states.
Got you. Brian, I'm about to get on.
The father, what did he have to gain by kicking that girl? Nothing good was going to come of that.
And
because now you've either got a man beating up on one woman, you lose. Man beating up on a kid, you lose. You kick somebody while you're down, you lose. What did you get out of that?
Yeah, and that's a lot of things that everybody talking about. They feel like he shouldn't have done that, and he could face charges, which I think I read somewhere that he probably is going to face some charges. I don't know, but the story's still fresh, and we had to see what happened. Brian, man, I really appreciate you, brother, for coming on in and sharing that with me. And you brought out a couple of formers in the chat room, man. But we got to do this again. I'm going to have to open up the show and let some of y'all formers talk about stuff like this, man. Because I think this is very educational, especially for the young generation who may want to follow behind y'all's shoes, So I really appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, not a problem. I appreciate it.
All right, no doubt. Ladies and gentlemen, my man Brian, former Marine, he came here to explain the taser situation versus a gun situation. Y'all heard what he had to say, and you got another former in there to back up what he's saying. He's vouching for what he's saying. So anybody else who want to jump up and speak on this, I'll let you if you want to, but I was told there was a longer version to this, what we heard earlier. Let me see. This somebody sent me the sister page. And they say it's supposed to be a longer version. Alright, so let me see the longer version. Is this it right here? Let's see.
Around and all she had a knife, nigga, because she was trying to protect herself, nigga. From a grown-ass motherfucking woman, bitch.
Okay, that's the same one. So,
It's you damn. My bitch is on this bitch playing, and my baby gone.
okay, yeah. The longer video, I'm gonna have to. You're gonna have to give me that actual link to that longer video so I can see it, because I just see the same one. How old is this lady who's talking? She said a word of advice on her page: stop being friendly to fuckboys. Wow, man, this shit is crazy, man. This whole thing crazy. This whole thing just crazy, man. Man, this whole thing crazy, man. Let me take a small little break and shout out y'all, man. How y'all doing in the chat room, man? This the craziest shit that you ever heard, man. You know, I want y'all to understand. Doing this shit is not easy, y'all. It is not easy, you know, because again, one of the things I want to do with my channel is aim at the young generation. You know, I want to aim at the young generation and try to get in their head. This is not what you do in a situation. Y'all supposed to be a legacy of us, man. You know, we want y'all to make better choices than what we did. We want y'all to do better, make better moves, you know, become something better. You know, we want to teach them that in where we grew up, we didn't have to worry about all this shit, man. But we in a different era now, you know. You can't just be out here acting like Billy Badass, or let alone go looking for trouble. You can't go looking for trouble because you say you're not a scared ass bitch. That's not how it go. You don't go looking for trouble. And I know there's a lot of youngins do that now. They go looking for trouble. And then you end up with situations like this because they go looking for trouble. They go fucking with people. And I want to send that message out. That is not what you do. To prove that you're not a scared ass bitch. Amen. That's not what you do. To prove you ain't a scared ass bitch, go to school. Get your education. Or like the people used to say back in the 80s, get your education. Go to college. Extracurricular activities. Play sports. Or hell, be all you can be in the army. That shows you're not a punk bitch. Going around looking to fight somebody does not show you're not a punk bitch. That's the message I want to push. And this shit is sad, man. Very sad. Nothing funny about it. You know, nothing to smile about. You know, this shit, this whole thing just sad, man. Just sad as fuck. And I'm just still tripping the dad out there, man. Golly, man. What the fuck was you thinking? What's up, Savannah? What up, Diane? Hey, AP. Hey, Terry. Man. God damn, man, this shit sad, man. For real, man. This shit is hard, man. Shit hard, man. But y'all don't mind, man, get the thumbs up some more. And y'all, if you got a longer video of this sister talk, you gonna have to actually go get that actual link. I can't go on her page to find all that because by me not being a friend, I'm only limited to what I can see. So if you got the actual link where there's a longer video that she's talking about this situation, you gotta get that actual link to me so I can play it. All right, guys. So a lot of y'all talk about the conference. I do have a conference. I think there was 2 conferences, but I got the one that they, the later one that they pulled out. So let's listen to the conference. I don't know why I'm such a fanatic of a police conference. I don't know why I'm such a fanatic of it, but I am. And I just had that damn thing pulled up. Shit, I just had that damn thing pulled up. Fuck, where is it at? Come on, where is it at? Oh, I gotta look for it, man. Damn. Oh, there you go. There you go. Right there. There we go. Right there. Right there. Right there.
Good afternoon. I'm Interim Chief Michael Woods from the Columbus Division.
And this is not my content, people. This is the City of Columbus content. Let me put that out there. You know, we got to do this stuff. But somebody told me to call them real quick. I guess they're going to tell me about the sister video real quick. We got to make it quick there. What up, John Crew? And everybody else who I missed. All right, go ahead. Talk to me about this longer video or whatnot.
Okay, the video was alive, and she's since taken it down. All we got now is screen recordings from people that caught it. But I watched it while it was live, and I watched another video. The auntie spoke out from one of the people who was out there, because, you know, they protested and everything out there for this girl now. Mm-hmm. Barbara Burris is who I'm gonna go and tell you, baby. But when shit bop like this, go straight to Barbara Burris's page. She gonna have some motherfucker out there on the ground with a camera that's gonna get you the straight tea. So here's what happened. Them girls was not currently in foster care. They used to be in foster care. They was just over to their old foster mama's house. This bitch wasn't even at home when this shit bopped. Word on the streets is the girls was over there, the dead girl and her 2 baby sisters, because there's 2 younger ones than her. And some more hoes that used to be foster kids to this bitch, but they grown now, you know, damn near 30, was over there too. Mm-hmm. They were there bullying the teenagers and shit, carrying on. The shit happened. Oh,
outside. so the grown ass women did go over there to fuck with them girls.
The grown ass bitches was one of the first grown ass bitch. The bitch in the pink was over there fucking with that girl, and then called some more grown bitches over there to jump her.
Well, how about that?
They was all up in the house. At first, one of the baby sisters called 911 and told them, this bitch over here trying to fight us and call some more bitches come help us, so on and so forth. The police never showed up. So then the little girl called her daddy. Daddy, we over here at Miss Foster Mama so-and-so's house, and these grown bitches over here with this bullshit. So daddy pulled up like daddy is supposed to pull up. Because there's some 30-year-old hoes over here fighting some teenage girls. The shit that we saw when you talking about this is the aftermath and all of that, that's what happened. Exactly what happened. This shit popped up in the house. They come out the house fighting and brawling because the grown hoe said that the teenage bitches was going to come up out their foster bitch's house. Foster bitch wasn't even at home when the shit happened. They dragged them girls up out their motherfucking house and was fighting in the goddamn yard. When they got to fighting in the yard, the daddy pulled up. When the daddy pulled up 2 seconds before the police did. All this shit happened real quick. The bitches come outside fighting in the yard. Daddy pull up on the scene. They brawl it. Then here come the police officer. He jumped straight out the car. We seen all that old bullshit without knowing what the fuck was going on. Because when they received the 911 call from the baby sister, the other bitches pulled a knife first. So when he pulled up, he didn't know who fuck, you know.
Wait. So the grown women had the knife first?
The grown women had knives too because they was fixing to fuck them little girls up.
And this is what they saying in the streets.
This is what they are saying in the fucking streets. When the daddy jumped up, you know, because, okay, here's another thing that people ain't paying attention to. It's more than one sister involved in this. Some of them girls out there fighting is the baby sisters. When he kicked the girl in the fucking face, the girl he kicked in the face wasn't fighting the girl with the knife. She was fighting his other daughter.
This is crazy.
When he pulled up, just think about it. He got his daughter, his dead daughter over here fighting his holding this tank with a knife. He got his other little teenage daughter over here fighting another grown bitch. He hopped out, kicked that bitch in the motherfucking face, and before he could get over there to the one with the knife, here come the police and blew his daughter's ass off. That's exactly what happened.
All right, 2 questions, and I got to get to this conference. What are they saying was the fight over? And 2, somebody saying that the dad actually passed the daughter the knife. Did you hear anything about that?
No, sir, I did not.
Okay.
The fight, I just told you what the fight was over. They was over at their former foster mama's house, and some grown bitches that used to be her former foster kids came over there bullying them with the bullshit. And the shit has been going on for, you know, a couple of days.
All right. Man. I appreciate the info. Let me get on with this. Let me get on with the conference. All right. Switch your emotions. You said you surprised YouTube is allowing me to broadcast with the language. You must have been watching me for long. I cuss my ass off on YouTube. Okay? You must have been watching me long. And callers call in and cuss all the time. But now, however, though, I will say this. If you put cussing words in your titles, they'll hit you for that. But as far as cussing period on the broadcast, that's not a big issue. All right? All right, guys, let's listen to the conference.
As I stated last night, our goal is to provide as much information and as quickly as we can and provide the information that we have access to. Again, the State of Ohio, the Attorney General's Office, BCI, is conducting a criminal investigation into this incident, but we know it's important to let our community know the facts that we know.
You said today your first day? Well, welcome to the show. I hope you enjoy it. But yeah, dear, I cuss like a sailor over here, so I can tell you now, if you don't like cussing, dear, you might need to put the earplugs in your ear or go watch it somewhere else. But thank you for coming to the show, though.
And the facts that we can share. Today, we're going to increase the number of body-worn camera video that we can show you today. Last night, we showed you a short snippet of one officer's video. Today we'll be playing 3 videos from the officers, the first officers to arrive at scene and the officers who were at scene when the shooting took place. The full video will be available to you through the public records release process that has already been conducted, so that video is ready for you to pick up. We're also going to play 2 911 calls that we received. Those were the only 2 calls that we received related to this incident. I want to provide you with some additional information that we have. Officers attempted life-saving measures almost immediately after the shots were fired. Those included an assessment of injuries and wounds and CPR.
Dang, you said it's not a clear video. I see it clear. I see it real clear. What's going on?
There is a switch between officers providing CPR. One officer conducted CPR for several minutes and was relieved by a second officer. 90 seconds after the shots were fired, the fire alarm notice was notified that we need a medic.
What's going on, Auntie Nisi? What's going on?
6 minutes after the shots were fired, a Madison Township medic arrived at scene and performed life-saving measures to include transport to Mount Carmel East Hospital. Are we ready with the 911 calls? We'll first play the first 911 calls so you have that information.
911, where's your emergency?
Oh, where you see the dad pass the knife. Oh, okay.
Is there an apartment number letter? What's going on?
Come up here. The
Ma'am, you need to
address
talk to me.
is 3171. We got MC's grown girls over here trying to fight us.
Tyler said, everybody, police body cam video on sensors on police activity. I think police activity flag people sometimes. I think I got flagged one time for using their content. But I'll try. I'll try though. I'll try.
Trying to stop us, trying to put our hands on our grandma. Get here now.
Have you seen any weapons? Ma'am, do you see any weapons?
We need a police officer here now.
Do you see any weapons?
Police officer now.
Ma'am, do you see any weapons?
On the dog trying to hear us. No!
The remaining time on that audio will just be a dial tone, but again, you'll have that full information. We'll play the second call now.
"911, what's the address of your emergency?"
It's on Legion Lane.
What's the emergency there?
Oh, well, never mind. The police are already out here. Never mind. Thank you.
Again, those were the only 2 911 calls we received, and we did not receive any 645, 45 non-emergency line calls. Just for some additional information, we received those first call at 4:32 p.m. Officers were dispatched at 4:35 p.m., and the first officers arrived at scene at 4:44 p.m. The first video we're going to show you is from Officer Nicholas Reardon. Officer Reardon was working a 1-officer car. He was hired in December of 2019. He's currently assigned to Zone 2, second shift, and he is the officer that discharged his firearm.
Hey! What's going on? Hey, what's going on? Hey! 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 Get down! Get down! Get down! Get down!
No! You ain't shoot my fucking baby! You shot my baby! Are you fucking serious? Are you stupid? Are you fucking serious? She shot!
Back up.
Is she shot?
She had a knife. She just went at her.
She's a fucking kid!
I just heard somebody say that this man ain't supposed to be here.
Man, baby shot! Are you stupid? That's my fucking kid! y'all motherfuckers forget to look. You're not on my tail. I'm telling you now. That shouldn't even matter. You come here and fucking try to out.
All right, what do you need me to do? What do you need me to do? What do you need me to do?
Try to pull her.
All right. All right, what do you need? You need me to pull her down? This way. We're out this way. All right. Hold on. I'll take this.
200.
She came at her with a knife.
Let me minimize that because I don't know if it's cool for me to show that part or not. Oh, well, never mind. Never mind.
I'll play the same video in slow motion.
All them big grown ass women out there fighting teenagers. What the fuck? And she still whooped that woman ass right there. Oh, he did pass her the knife. Holy shit. He did pass her the knife. Damn, man. Nah, Tyler, somebody was talking about it, man, and this is my first time seeing that he passed the knife. Wow. Wow.
We'll move on to the second video.
Switch your notions. I agree with you. This is insane and this is madness. This is insane. This is madness. And for the person who kept saying that they passed the knife, I actually thought you just throwing shit out there. But now in slow motion, you saw his hand do like this and she grabbed it and wow, this is insane. Wow.
The next video is from Officer Sergey Akpalo. Officer Akpalo was working a 2-officer car with Officer Derek Chauvin. He was hired in June of 2014 and is assigned to Zone 2 second shift.
Damn, man.
Again, each of these videos will have several minutes of officers driving to the scene that will be available to you in the public records request.
I'm gonna minimize that part because I don't know if it's gonna be cool to show that. I'm gonna minimize that part.
200, we need that 24 hour here.
Are you guys okay? Are officers okay?
Officers are okay.
Tatiana, put your hands up.
You wanna come sit in my car, please? Come sit in my car, okay? Come. Just come.
Can you get my phone for my mama?
Yeah, I'll get that later. Come sit in my car. Just stay right here. Just stay right here.
9201, code 1, put me on the 3 en route.
She just hit me. I just got here. Babe, it's okay. Calm down. It's okay.
Yeah, 200, we need more cars for our witnesses.
Copy. I've got a 10-3 roll. I need more cars.
Have a seat. Work quick.
Don't say nothing. 200, does this feel involved? I do. I understand.
Hey, firm.
You're touching hands.
Have a seat. All right, come sit over here in this car. Ma'am, come sit here. Go ahead and have a seat.
I just pulled up here.
Let's hurry up, please. This is urgent. Have a seat. Please.
My phone and keys.
I'm going to have you sit in that car over there, okay?
Oh my fucking God, bro!
Ma'am, come with me. Yeah, I'll get it later.
I need more cars. Every row, I need more cars.
Selfish son of a bitch, man, for shooting that girl.
Ma'am, come with me.
My phone is right there. My keys.
I'll get it later. Let's go first.
Shoot a girl. And she ain't come at you in your life.
She fucking came out here.
She came out at you with a knife earlier?
No, she just, that's what the police did.
That lady on the floor?
She came after me.
With a knife?
Yeah, so he got her. Can you please get my phone and stuff?
Have a seat for me. Have a seat for me. Yes, we'll get it. We'll get everything.
Please, sir.
Guys, back up, back up.
Did you copy?
We don't have one. Don't look. I'm trying to find one now.
Yes, sir.
200, we got a medic roll.
Medics are rolling, sir. MPD has been advised. They're en route.
Get out of here.
That's fine. Do we have an L5? Take care of it, ma'am.
Sir, I'm going to have you go over there.
I'll watch the whole
Medic on Legion. Yeah, that's 16. I'm clear to go in right now on Legion.
Go straight in, please. Go straight in.
Watch the whole thing.
Send them in. Send them in.
The third body-worn camera video will be from Officer Eric Channel. Officer Channel was hired in June of 2014. He's currently assigned to Zone 2 Second Watch and was working with Officer Akpalo.
Shots fired. 200 shots fired. She had a knife. She just went at it. 200. We need that 24 hours. Officers okay.
For the people who may be coming in watching the stream, please understand why I'm minimizing the video. I don't know how YouTube is with showing dead bodies like that up close and personal, so I'm trying to avoid getting a strike. So that's why I keep minimizing the video when they show the body.
Where you at, man?
901, code 1, put me on the 3 and round.
You want your... Yeah, it's right here.
Yeah, don't move that. What do you need to do?
We need to try to... You want to try to pull her so we can...
We need more control witnesses.
Yeah, I got a 10-3 rolling. I need more cars.
What do you need?
You need to pull her out this way.
Pull out this way. Hold on.
200, is this deal involved?
200 acre.
200 acre.
He shot her. Why you shoot her? She came out
Where's she hit?
Oh God, look at that. Oh God.
Where's she hit? Is she breathing?
She charged her, but she came at her with a knife.
You didn't have to shoot her
With a lead?
That's a fucking girl.
Hold on, guys. Hold on.
You just got over this shit.
I don't know if you feel a pulse and you start compressing.
And you gonna shoot her for nothing?
Or violate
Come on.
their investigation. At the conclusion of their investigation, that investigation is sent to the Franklin County Prosecutor's Office.
I can't, that's just too much right there. Yeah, I had to fast forward that. They were just too much right there. Even when I minimized it, they were just too much. Too much.
Presented to a Franklin County grand jury, and eventually the packet will come to the Columbus Division of Police, and we will review that incident for policy compliance.
Tyler, yes, you did, bro. You did warn me. You said it was coming. You did tell me that, bro. You did tell me that. And I'm gonna tell you now, I'm fucked up over this. I am just seeing it, man. This is not the way the young generation is supposed to be acting, man. This is not supposed to be happening to the young generation, man. They are supposed to be better than this, man. And that's what's fucking with me. They supposed to be better than this. Or should I say, we supposed to teach them better than this. The dad handed this girl the knife. You handed this girl the knife so she can stab somebody. Come on, man. And I seen a couple y'all in the chat room saying, hey, the dad contributed to this. This ain't the way it's supposed to be, y'all. This ain't the way it's supposed to be, man.
Or violations. Now, Mayor McGinter will come up and say a few words.
And then on top of that, and excuse me for keep stopping it, for those of you who've been following me, I know I stopped to get commentary. And here's the thing what he did. If that was him that was talking, you shot her for nothing. No, dude, if that was you who said that, that's bullshit what you just said. You gave your daughter the knife, and this girl was lunged, looked like for that girl's throat, trying to kill somebody. So, while your daughter tried to neutralize her situation, what was the cop supposed to do to neutralize the situation for that girl getting stabbed? What was he supposed to do?
We don't yet have all of the facts, but we do know that 16-year-old girl, child in this community, tragically died last night. We released the officer's body-worn camera footage as soon as possible. We'll release all other information that we can as soon as we can. We also need to be careful about not compromising the investigation being conducted by BCI. We believe that transparency with the public is the utmost priority during this difficult time. Bottom line, did Ma'Khia Bryant need to die yesterday? How did we get here? This is a failure on part of our community. Some are guilty, but all of us are responsible. BCI will determine if the officer involved was wrong. And if he was, we will hold him accountable, as we have other officers who've committed wrongdoing, criminally, or in violation of the policies and procedures of the Division of Police. Transparency, accountability, absolutely critical to our community during this time of crisis. We have a bigger societal question. How do we as a city and a community come together to ensure that our kids never feel the need to resort to violence as a means of solving disputes or in order to protect themselves? We remain committed to ensuring accountability in all violent interactions between police and our neighbors. The BCI investigation is the first step in unraveling what led to the tragic death of yet another child in our community. This is what we have done thus far. We released officer-involved body-worn camera footage within hours of the incident. We updated stakeholders throughout the evening of the incident. We are releasing remaining body-worn camera footage from witness officers here this afternoon. We will release cruiser cam video either later today or early tomorrow morning. We continue to meet with faith leaders, community leaders, and the media to share everything we can without compromising the investigation, because we know how critical timely, full, transparent information is to the public right now. I invite Safety Director Pettis to come forward and share a few words.
Thank you, Mayor. I understand the outrage and emotion around this incident. A teenage girl is dead. And she's dead at the hands of a police officer. Under any circumstances, that is a horrendous tragedy. But the video shows that there is more to this. It requires us to pause, take a close look at the sequence of events, and though it's not easy, wait for the facts as determined by an independent investigation. We have to ask ourselves, what information did the officer have? What did he see? How much time did he have to assess the situation? And what would have happened if he had taken no action at all? We don't yet have those answers. But these are some of the questions.
All day, excuse me. All that he just asked, I've seen a lot of people in a lot of comment sections talking about this. They asked this same question. I'd have seen it. And I had to agree with him on that, you know. Let's continue. Let's continue.
That are asked and addressed in disciplinary hearings that come before me. As Chief Woods has indicated, a fully independent investigation is being conducted by BCI. The results will be public. So I plead with the community, let us not rush to judgment. As I said last night, fast facts should not come at the cost of complete and accurate facts. The loved ones of Ma'Khia Bryant have my most sincere sympathies, and we as a community should wrap them in love, and we should allow the process to play out. Thank you.
Again, I am limited.
I don't know if it's safe for me to say this, but I'm gonna say this though. I agree what he said at the end. I do, but however, to counteract what he said, it would be kind of hard to do that, because for what everybody's seen in the video, when the police showed up, y'all was still out there cutting up. Nobody slowed down, tried to explain what happened. Nobody stopped. The chaos kept going on. So at that point, for what I'm seeing and for what a lot of y'all seeing in the chat room, y'all had a disregard for everybody else, including the cop. So I get what you're saying. I get it. But why did nobody calm down after the cop got there? As a matter of fact, it seemed like it got even more hyped when the cop got there. And that's sad. And that's why I say this whole situation is just dysfunctional. This whole situation dysfunction. This whole situation dysfunction. And I'm saddened. Y'all can hear it in my voice. I'm sad. I'm very sad, man. This shit hurts. It hurts. It is really fucking with me. I'm Richard 78. Can you hear me?
Yo, what's up, my homie?
What's going on, brother? Man, this is a sad situation, bro. A sad situation. I'm gonna let you talk real quick, then I'm gonna get back to the rest of the conference, man. So talk to me, man. You know, we talked about formers, and we talked about the versus the gun using the tasers. You know, this, that, and third, and the quick second reactions, man. So what was your thoughts on all this, man?
When you're not in combat, like overseas, for example, law enforcement is strictly bound to minimize as much harm as possible and just detain. So any kind of non-lethal force possible is what is supposed to be adhered to, whether it be a taser or a hold or a pin or just de-escalating with like your tone, tone of your voice, how you're talking to them. Like one thing I noticed was I did come in late, so I don't know exactly everything, but you saw when I started making some comments, is when you have an intruder in a home and you're ripped out of there, you are allowed by law to defend yourself no matter what the situation it is, especially when you're under imminent threat of like deadly force. Someone's got a knife at you, they're ripping you out of your home. Yeah, you can defend yourself, and it doesn't matter what age you are. The people that are the offenders are the criminals, the ones violating you. Any violator is the first person you need to go attack, and that is part of the procedure of criminal law enforcement. You know, after the fact, you need to look at the chain of events. It's no different from chain of custody. If there was enough time, like if the officers had enough training to ascertain what's going on, the situation, the environments, the variables, I think from what I saw, they should have been able to go ahead and fire 1 or 2 shots into the ground as a warning shot to disperse the crowd. If, you know, it depends on their training, but that's kind of a default that you should be aiming for. And you don't aim for the core unless if it's imperative. Like there's no other options. And it is a judgment call on the person themselves. They have to be called on later. That's what the court and everything is for. The court isn't perfect. The court is fucked up beyond belief.
Right. Right.
Law enforcement agencies are fucked up beyond belief. Most of them have completely corrupt people in charge. We'll put it that way. There's good ones in there and there's bad ones. You know, it's a complex situation, and safety starts at home. It starts with what kind of environment are you living in, and how are you training your kids and working with your family to adapt and, you know, identify, adapt, and overcome those situations. If you're in an urban area, you need to be knowing how to deal with other people like that. You know, you're not up in the suburbs. If these officers or the people aren't familiar with gangs and the way things go about in those types of neighborhoods and the different types of social dynamics, they're asking for everything that comes to themselves. If they can't maintain their own self-control and be able to get into that situation, you know, not asking for it, but get put into that situation, whether they like it or not, and be able to maneuver out of it safely, they have issues that they need to remedy. This is all basic stuff, you know.
Let me ask you this, Nate. What do you think about this? Because like I said before I brought you in, you probably go back and scan through this live to see what actually happened. But what I said, when the cops got there, it looked like the fight escalated. It looked like it got even more hyped. So you say you're using warning shots, and, you know, it could have been a possibility, but the way they was acting in front of the cops, how they kept going, do you think the warning shots would have worked? And if the warning shots did not work, then what would be the next chain of command?
If it's possible, you know, I mean, you could bang loud pots. Anybody can do that. It doesn't have to be law enforcement. Someone could do some sort of loud noise to disrupt, like, to distract them, to get their focus on something else, you know, that might save someone's life.
Okay.
Just by distraction.
I got you.
But people want to be all stuck up in their feelings and pride and ego, acting like children that aren't capable of wiping their own asses. That's what I saw.
Okay. How do you feel about the father kicking the girl that's on the ground? And we just saw in the video now that he did pass his daughter the knife to do harm to the girl in the pink. What do you think about that?
Kicking is not lethal. What do you do when you have two dogs fighting each other? You do whatever's necessary to get them apart to minimize the violence, any kind of harm possible.
De-escalate, right? De-escalate, right.
You don't kick or shoot or tase someone that's a victim trying to curl up into a ball or get away from the scenario. Only a thug or a violator will do that. So it is what it is. Now, someone that does triple shot, a triple tap, that right there is a lack of training. It's an indicator maybe they couldn't cope with the situation. They got their adrenaline rush and they got out of their focus. You know, there's training for that. If you go through law enforcement training at all, you're supposed to be running through those types of scenarios, environments before you even get out to the field. If that didn't happen, their department seriously fucked up.
Talk about the 3-tap, because I seen somebody mentioning in the chat room, and they asked me, like, what is the 3-tap? So if you don't mind, explain what the 3-tap is.
It's just however many shots are fired.
Okay.
The more skilled you are, the less you're going to need.
Okay.
If you're in an environment where you believe, like, you have multiple perpetrators that you have to, like, clear a building, for example, you want to save as many rounds as you can so you have what you need to protect yourself. Only an idiot is going to go ahead and someone that's not trained, that doesn't have the wherewithal or the fortitude to do what's properly necessary within reason, is going to go ahead and cock their gun to the side like a newbie to go empty the clip out, to spray a room or a location. You have to know how to focus, stay calm, squeeze the trigger, breathe at the same time as is natural. You don't go off of reflex. You screw up and you actually introduce additional harm to the situation. You're jeopardizing people when you do not do that. You're jeopardizing yourself and everybody else involved. So it's a red flag is what I'm saying. If it was possible to shoot into the ground or bang a loud pot or something like that, clang a trash can to get a dispersed, to go and shock them, redirect their focus, that should have been the priority. After that, you go ahead and go for whatever's possible. And that one, it was really damn quick. So, okay, whatever's closest, you should be aiming. The first thing you should be going for is a non-lethal weapon. They should have had their tasers out, not their guns. They could have had beanbag guns. They could have had rubber bullets out. There's all kinds of ways. They could have sprayed the holy crap out of everybody just to disperse them. There's a lot of different ways they could have done it. Someone or multiple people really screwed up before the scenario even happened, before they even got the 911 call. The neighbors should have gotten involved as soon as they saw other people invading the house. Who's talked about that?
I saw somebody in the chat room mention something about bean bullets earlier, but now here's the thing though. They mentioned something about bean bullets. Do the cops carry bean bullets on them on a daily basis?
They have them in their trunks no matter what. There should be a certain package set up in each officer's vehicle for various types of scenarios. If they do not, then the neighborhood should be jumping down the throats of the department for not being properly equipped.
Well,
just like with the body cams.
When you explain it like that, when you say they got bean bullets in the trunk and where he drove up to, how would he have time to grab bean bullets to rectify this situation? He wouldn't have time because the girl was quick. How would he have time for that?
The more you go through a scenario, the faster you get at that scenario. So it comes down to training, preparation, and mindset. He's going to have pepper spray, a taser, and his weapon on his belt at all times. If he doesn't, he fucked up.
Okay.
So the first thing he should have gone for was either non-lethal weapon option. It's not technically a weapon, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, well, I see a lot of people saying that too. They saying why he didn't get the taser and this, that, third. So that's the first thing that comes to a lot of people's mind, why they don't get the non-lethal weapon first. So, but even me, I'm not a cop, but seeing this situation, I mean, it was seconds he had to react. So I don't know. I'm not a cop. I never served. So I can't say, but that was a lot of quick stuff that was going on. And he only had seconds to react, especially when she lunged at the girl with the knife going for her
That's
neck.
what they're trained for. That's the whole purpose. Like they're not priority security. They're not there on the spot as it happens. They're secondary responders. They're cleanup crew. That's what a fireman, an officer, a paramedic, that's what they all are. They're responders. That's what the word means, is to respond. A secondary. Primary always starts with yourself and those around you.
Gotcha. Brother,
First thing I would have done if it was available, because I know that they're out there. I don't know how many departments carry them, but there are pepper spray bombs out there, kind of like a concussion grenade. That would have been a perfect scenario to go ahead and just drop it. Even if you have an unqualified officer out in the field trying to do what he should be doing, that's a default for someone at a lower capacity. Oh, there's a big crowd. That's you know, we got physical violence going on. Okay, pull the pepper spray bomb and toss it. Big fucking whoop-de-doo. No one's going to get hurt. But it's an immediate distraction and detainment of what they're currently doing.
Gotcha.
There's too many morons in charge in these positions right now.
Gotcha, man. No, but yeah, the whole
There
story
needs
is
to be a
crazy.
lot of cleanup, and that's the responsibility of the local community.
Got you, brother. Got you, brother.
Block captains would be a great example to go straight to. If you have a block captain on your block, go talk to them, find out what the problems are, work together as a community, as an actual community, not going into drama, creating more issues for yourself.
Got you. I got you.
That's what I would suggest.
All right. Nate, man, thank you so much for coming on and give your input, brother. Let me get through this conference, man, because I got to get out of here with another hour or so, man. I really appreciate you, brother.
All right. Love you, man.
Hey, love you too, brother. Love you too, brother. That's my man, Nate. Well, quarter to Nate. You know, he's like, well, what it sounds like he's saying is that the cop fucked up. You know, I don't know if I just too much agree with that, but you know, how he's putting it, the cop fucked up, and but you know, that's what my show for. Everybody who got different opinions, know you're more than welcome to say what's your different opinion. Cause like I said, some people think the cop fucked up. Some saying the cop didn't mess up. Some people are saying this whole thing is dysfunctional, it's fucked up, which it is, period. You know, everybody got different opinions about the situation, so that's what it's for. Anybody else want to come up and talk, let me know. I'll drop my email in the chat room. Let you come on up and say what you got to say. You know, but anyway, let's get through this conference right here. And what up, Deshaun? I see you, brother, long time. And I see you, Eric. What's going on, brother? Long time. Good to see y'all, brothers. Good to see y'all.
In the information, not only that I can share, but in the information that I have, as I stated earlier, the Division of Police, our responsibility is to provide information, not to conduct this investigation. So I will try and answer some questions that you have.
Chief Woods, who was on that first 911 call? Is that Ma'Khia Bryant's voice?
We do not know that. Again, that will be BCI interviewing all the witnesses to determine who made those phone calls. The Division of Police did not interview any witness or anyone that day, and we will not interview them.
Did anyone on the scene say it was Ma'Khia?
I do not have any of that information.
Chief Woods, who were the other people in that video? For example, the woman on the ground or the woman in pink. How old were they and what were their relationships?
Good question.
Again, those are witnesses, so they were referred to BCI. So BCI would have that information, but again, that's part of their investigation. We don't come in. We did separate the witness. You saw that with the officer placing individuals in the back seats of cruisers. That was the extent of our involvement right then. We wanted to separate the witnesses, keep them available for BCI, but we do not interview them. We don't ask them what they saw before we got there or when it was there. That's an entirely exclusive BCI process.
Chief, I just have a question for you and then one for the mayor, if I may. This question has to do with policy more than it has to do with the investigation. Since it happened and people heard the mayor call for transparency and the body cameras to be released, one question specifically that has gone viral on social media is, to what degree should an officer opt to use a taser rather than his service weapon? Again, I'm asking you to respond to that based on policy, not specific to this investigation.
Yeah, because I cannot respond specifically to this specific incident, but what I can say is when officers are faced with someone employing deadly force can be the response the officer gives.
And at what point is it more prudent for said officer in a hypothetical scenario to use a taser versus the service weapon?
Again, if there's not deadly force being perpetrated on someone else at that time, an officer may have the opportunity to have cover, distance, and time to use a taser. But if those things aren't present and there is an active assault going on in which someone could lose their life, the officer can use their firearm.
Did y'all hear it? Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? He just said it. If there was no initial threats, and I'm rewinding, if there was no initial threats, then yeah, he could have had time to grab the non-lethal weapon. But if they come to the scene and they see an initial threat going on, they are allowed to use their weapon. He just said this. Let me rewind it.
Not specific to this investigation.
Yeah, because I cannot respond specifically to this specific incident, but what I can say is when officers are faced with someone employing deadly force can be the response the officer gives.
And at what point is it more prudent for said officer in a hypothetical scenario to use a taser versus the service weapon?
Again, if there's not deadly force being perpetrated on someone else at that time, an officer may have the opportunity to have cover, distance, and time to use a taser. But if those things aren't present and there is an active assault going on in which someone could lose their life, the officer can use their firearm to protect that third person.
Mr. Mayor, it's very rare for a police agency in this country to release body camera video as fast as the Columbus Police Department did. You pretty quickly after the shooting sent out a couple of tweets saying there is camera video and indicating you wanted it released. Did you face an uphill battle with anyone in pushing for that to try and get it released last night?
No, I think we all knew as a city and as a community that there were a lot of things being said and shared out in the community that may or may not have been consistent with what we have seen with our own eyes here. And I think critically during a time of crisis, it's very important to be as transparent and responsive as possible. And so work closely with the director and the chief to make sure, and their teams, to make sure we got this footage out. Now you have everything that we have that has been processed, and we'll be sharing more in the hours, days, weeks ahead. That doesn't compromise the investigation, because it's critically important for us, for the public, to have the information that we have so we can be transparent as possible.
Thank you.
Mayor, to follow up on that, whose call was it to release all that information? Why was it done? Was it done to calm emotions, and did it calm emotions?
Well, it was done because the public deserves to know what happens, and they needed to have this footage. The reason that I made body-worn cameras my top priority when I was running, and we invested so much during my first term, is to have this information, to have this transparency, to have this power given to the community. So it's no longer about an officer's word versus a resident's word or different neighbors' takes on things, but we have this footage, and we know that having this footage increases accountability on both sides of the camera. And this is also why we are upgrading our body-worn camera system this year in partnership with council to make sure that we have the next iteration and the best available technology and footage to share with the public as these things take shape.
First,
yes,
a follow-up on that. Now that we've seen how quickly this body camera footage can be released,
Unidentified Beauty says, welcome to the show. I come from a family of feds and marshals, so most people hate me based on that. But I saw the slow video, and she had the knife and was wielding it. So you coming from a family like that, pretty much sure they probably would have told you the same thing, Yeah, I forgot what I was saying. Shit, I lost my train of thought. They damn fad. This story's so fucked up. I just lost my train of thought. But anyway, guys, hit that thumbs up for your boy. Appreciate it. But you know what I'm saying. By you coming from a family of marshals and all that, then I'm pretty much sure they probably would say the same thing if they saw this. He only had seconds to react. Do we let it go, or do he neutralize the situation?
is that going to be the standard for all officer-involved shootings moving forward, or is this a unique circumstance?
I believe that it'll be, something that we have to evaluate. My goal is to have as much information shared as quickly as possible. And as you know, our top priority last year was entering into, by executive order and an MOU, the first time ever that the city's had independent investigations take place with police-involved shootings that BCI is handling in this case, as well as the case involving Andre Hill from December. That was a top priority and something that we believe is important, that folks know that there's an independent investigation taking place when there are police-involved shootings and deaths in custody. That's something that I think we will strive for and will make a priority, again, because we believe transparency is most important during times like these.
You talked about the need for reflection and everyone's responsibility for a tragedy like this. Regardless of whether the investigation finds this officer acted appropriately or within protocol, are you going to be calling for change to try to prevent another shooting like this?
Absolutely. I mean, the fact that we had a 16-year-old girl armed and involved with physical violence with other folks in that community, that's something for us to look in the mirror and to say, what are we doing or not doing? How can we better serve young people who are facing one of the greatest spikes in violence in this city and in cities across America? What else can we be doing? As you know, we're undertaking significant reform efforts and seating our first ever civilian review board. We're looking at our training and how we're recruiting and the types of officers that we're putting on the street and what we're equipping them with, all in response to the Matrix report and the Community Safety Advisory Commission recommendations. And so this is going to be a top priority for this city moving forward as we continue with change and reform. We're going to be hiring the first external chief of police in the city's history in the coming months, and we think that with other steps will help us deal with what the community is calling for.
Chief Woods, you described how your policy allows an officer to discharge their firearm to prevent deadly harm. What do you train your officers about how many times they can discharge their weapon before stopping and reevaluating and determining if they need to keep discharging their weapon?
Firearms training is you fire until the threat is over. So there were shots fired, but I can't assess what the officer is thinking. That'll be through his statement. But training is you fire to stop the threat.
Chief, can I ask you about the gentleman?
So for people who be saying, what up in Georgie? Now for people who are always talking about too many shots, y'all just heard what the man said, and I think Nate, no, the one that I think Brian said that. The cop just said it. You keep shooting until it's neutralized. So yes, it may be a lot of shots to y'all, but their goal is to neutralize the situation. He just said it. He just said it.
Then who was also seen in the video, who was seen
keep shooting until it's neutralized.
On the ground. Is CPD investigating that separately as a possible assault?
Yeah, we will have to look at that, but first, before we can talk to that person or any other individual to look at any other crime that may have been committed during this, is that BCI, again, has to have that first opportunity to talk to everyone there. Once they give us information that those interviews have been completed and that it's okay, then we will step in and see if there are additional individuals that need to have charges filed.
And there, can I follow up on your previous statement? What do you think could have been done differently?
But now here's a question for anybody and unidentified beauty. I'm glad you're here. You said you raised from marshals and all that. So here's a question to you or anybody who can answer this question. Let's say, for instance, that the shooter, let's just say it's a gunfight between the cops and the shooter. If the shooter stops shooting at them, do the police, by what he just said, do they keep shooting? Or how does that work? Or is the gunfire just playing too loud that they don't know who's firing what? I would like to know the answer to that. Anybody can answer that. Do you keep, if the person who started the shootout, if they stop shooting at the cops, do the cops continue to shoot? Or is the gunfire just that loud that they don't know if he or she's still shooting or not?
To prevent what happened last night.
Well, obviously, we'll know a lot more once we have the independent investigation completed and the results back from that, which will be an exhaustive process that we have a great deal of confidence in, and the people have confidence that it will be an independent investigation. Certainly, what I was speaking to is this larger spike in violence that you and I have talked about a number of times over the past year, year and a half. And what we need to be doing as a community to prevent the type of violence before any officer arrived on the scene that was taking place in one of our neighborhoods. And it's going to require all of us to step up and do more to invest.
She said they will continue to fire till the person is gone. Oh, wow. Hey, Candice, Music Celeste, where you been, boo? I ain't seen you in a minute. She said, nothing excuses this. All of the murders that go into custody unscathed, and this girl had to be killed. No way he could have shot her in the leg. This is... Wait a minute. Are you saying he should have shot her leg, or are you saying that it was just too much going on? There's no way he could shot her in the leg.
In our young people, and make sure that they have positive, programmatic pathways to a brighter future. There's so many young people right now that are hopeless. They feel like they don't count, they don't matter, and there's no impact on their future. And they continue to see their friends shot and killed day after day, week after week, month after month. There is a hopelessness out there amongst young people, and that's something collectively as a community we're going to have to address.
Mayor, you talked about this a little bit, but Council President Hardin also said this morning in his statement that guns cannot be the final answer for threats like this. What specifically did you see on that tape that makes you think that this may not have been appropriate, or in the alternative, that the officer did act appropriately given the circumstances as we see them unfolding in real time?
Well, obviously the investigation will respond to that, and will answer that both, on the criminal side and the policy side for the Division of Police. I haven't seen the Council President's statement, so I'm not going to react to that. But I do believe that a lot of the other reforms and efforts that we're involved with, including the alternative crisis response and other things that we're investing in, will help. I don't know if any of those things would have, had a different outcome based on what we've seen in this footage, but we won't know completely until that independent investigation.
And just like he said, what a lot of y'all saying in the chat room, or, you just never know what could have happened. Even if he did shot her in the leg, like Deshaun just said, who to say they're going to stop her from, still getting to the girl, So, man, I'm learning a lot. Now. Oh, wow. But damn, they are trained to keep shooting until you are neutralized. Okay, word to the wise, don't get into a gunfight with the police. Because your bullets may stop, but theirs won't. Wow.
Is finished.
One of the big questions that has been asked primarily on social media, and it may seem like a silly question that
hey, Gabby, what's
people
going
already
on?
know, but this is a legitimate question that a lot of people are asking, is can an officer shoot the leg? Can they shoot somewhere that would not result in a...
Well, damn, we just got to talk about the leg, and this man right here asking him, could he have shot in the leg? And let's see what his response is.
Fatal wound, right? So a lot of people have said, couldn't he have just shot her in the leg so she dropped? Couldn't he have shot her in the arm? Something like that. Can you respond to those questions?
One of the difficult things with that is when you're trying, we don't train to shoot the leg because that's a small target. We train to shoot center mass. What is available to stop that threat? There was a threat going on, a deadly force threat that was going on, so the officer is trained to shoot center mass, the largest part of a body that is available to them.
Wow.
When you try to start shooting legs or arms, rounds miss, and then they continue on, and there are people behind that could be in danger that are not committing anything. So we try and minimize any danger to anyone else if we have to use our firearm.
Well, they answer that question right there. They're not trained to shoot in the arm. They're not trained to shoot in the leg. They go for the large mass. It's like Deshaun just said, because even though they shoot in the arm and the leg, they don't mean it's going to stop them from doing what they're trying to do. Damn, y'all people in the chat room on it today. Y'all teaching me. I'm ignorant to this shit. Damn.
Social media, and it may seem like a silly question that shouldn't people already know, but this is a legitimate question that a lot of people are asking, is can an officer shoot the leg? can they shoot somewhere that would not result in a fatal wound, right? So a lot of people have said, couldn't he have just shot her in the leg so she dropped? Couldn't he have shot her in the arm, something like that? How do you respond to those questions?
One of the difficult things with that is when you're trying, we don't train to shoot the leg because that's a small target. We train to shoot center mass. What is available to stop that threat? There was a threat going on, a deadly force threat that was going on, so the officer is trained to shoot center mass, the largest part of a body that is available to them. When you try to start shooting legs or arms, rounds miss, and then they continue on, and there are people behind that could be in danger that are not committing anything. So we try and minimize any danger to anyone else if we have to use our firearm.
Chief, is a 12-minute response time to a report of an attempted stabbing acceptable?
It was not written up as an attempted stabbing. We received the information as a disturbance. There was, as you could hear from the 911 call, it was some confusing information. The dispatchers attempted to gain more information to help them decipher what was going on. The second call was very abbreviated. Once they saw a cruiser outside, no additional information was provided. So what we try and do with our dispatchers is ask those questions, get as much information that we possibly can so that officers traveling to a scene have all that information. In this instance, I think it was very chaotic. The phone call was very loud. There was a lot of screaming going on in the background. So all that information that we weren't able to get would have been beneficial. But as far as a 12-minute response time, I also don't know what was else going on in the city at that time. We have to prioritize. We only have so many resources. So if there were other priority calls for service going on at that time, we have to look at that, and then our cars available for that.
The first caller did refer to trying to stab us.
Yes.
That's no cause for urgency?
Again, cars were dispatched. We had the run written. Are cars available? I don't have that information if cars were available. We received the call. The call was written up. But do we have cars available to respond? That's a question I just don't have the answer to right now.
Do we know the proximity of the first responding officer who fired the shot? Do we know how far he was from
I do
the
not.
scene? Okay.
Chief, you know if those two girls were injured, the two that we see, the one from the tank that goes down, and then the girl whose knife was heading toward. Do we know anything about whether they were injured in this?
I believe they were minor injuries. I don't have the extent of those injuries, though.
Do you know if those were knife injuries?
I don't have that information. Again, any injury or any information they would have provided would have gone to BCI, not to the Columbus Police.
Chief, you said the first call came in at 4:32, is that correct? Just want to run through the timeline.
Yes.
And the second call came in?
I don't have that time. I just have the first information. We received the first call at 4:32.
And officers were dispatched at 4:35?
4:35.
Does it typically take 3 minutes to dispatch an officer to a scene, like we discussed, where it was a disturbance?
Again, a dispatcher has, this is Zone 2, so this is a large part of the southeast part of the Columbus. So there are 4 precincts on that zone. It's an afternoon. It was a nice day. There may have been a lot of calls for service. So what cars are available? They rank those in priorities, priority 1, priority 2s. This was a priority 2 call. Once a car is available, they get dispatched.
Do you know how many gunshot wounds the deceased had?
I do not. That'll be a BCI question.
Chief, does the Columbus Police Department policy state that the officer must declare he is about to shoot before he does shoot?
We try, but it is not a policy requirement that you yell your intent to fire your weapon.
That's a good question. Are they required to announce they finish shoot before they shoot? That's a good question. That's a good question.
Is it a part of teaching that the officer is taught to?
In that zone, it's an afternoon. It was a nice day. There may have been a lot of calls for service. So what cars are available? They rank those in priorities, priority 1, priority 2s. This was a priority 2 call. Once a car is available, they get dispatched.
Do you know how many gunshot wounds the deceased has?
I do not. That'll be a BCI question.
Chief, does the Columbus Police Department policy state that the officer must declare he is about to shoot before he does shoot?
We try, but it is not a policy requirement that you yell your intent to fire your weapon.
Is it a part of teaching that the officer is taught to?
If there is time and opportunity, yes, we try and include that, but it is not a requirement if that time and opportunity is not there.
Can I just get clarification? Do you know, or can you confirm that Ma'Khia did live in that community in one of the houses where this
I can't confirm any information about her residence or any information about her.
Do we know what this disturbance was about?
We don't, and again, that'll be obtained through those investigations from BCI. Again, they're getting that first crack. They want to have that information. They want to have that information fresh. And I would like to just kind of mention your question about the timeliness and how quick we were able to get this information out there. One of the things that has to occur before we get that is that BCI wants to have the opportunity to look at that body-worn camera footage. So we send a homicide detective to that scene with a computer that allows them to watch that. They want to review all that body-worn camera so that when they're doing their investigation, the scene, any evidence, they want to make sure that they have collected any evidence. So they're getting that first opportunity. So last night, that opportunity to view that happened quickly. Then that body-worn camera was brought into police headquarters. We uploaded it into the system, and then we got that out as quick as we could. I believe about 5.5 hours. That's extremely fast, and I'm not going to say that we're going to be able to do that every time. If there are a lot more videos to watch, BCI has to go through each one of those videos to have a good understanding of what took place, who to interview, what the crime scene looks like. So it's time factor of making sure that they have that information before any of us do. BCI agents watched all that body-worn camera before it was ever brought to me.
Chief, what's your takeaway watching that video?
It's a tragedy. There's no other way to say it. It's a 16-year-old girl. I'm a father. Her family is grieving. Regardless of the circumstances associated with this, a 16-year-old girl lost her life yesterday. I sure as hell wish it hadn't happened.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
All right, guys. So that was the conference with videos and the 911 call. What I'm appreciative of is they slowed down the video so we can see everything from all angles. I appreciate they do that because when you show the video just fast like that, we tend to miss a lot of stuff. Like the thing about passing a knife. If we did not see the slow down video, we would have never seen the dad passing that knife. Now that I've seen the slow down video, the dad gave that girl the knife. I don't know why he did that, but he did it. He did it. We was able to see a lot of stuff that we didn't see, but now, however, from what the sister is saying, that I played the little audio call earlier, that they came over there fucking with this young lady, then I don't appreciate the fact of how these grown ass women went over there to fight, but then when the cops come, you talk about I ain't do nothing. I don't know why we do this shit. We ain't do nothing. Y'all got you fighting for a reason. So how can you sit there and say you didn't do nothing? You did do something. You came over there with the intent to fight. You may not expect it to go the way that it was going, but according to what the sister said, y'all came over there to fight. So you did do something. And that's why I said in the beginning of the show, people like to water down a situation when it's so dim to make it look like I'm not the bad one. The other people involved is the bad one. And I hate when people do that. I hate when they do that shit. If you're going to come out in public and tell what's going on, Tell the whole truth and let the public decide for themselves who was right and wrong. Doesn't make you a bad person by you telling the truth about what happened. You let the public decide who's in the right and wrong. But when you water it down like that, and then the actual truth come out later, then people go looking at you crazy. Like, you sat up here and lied, and you was right there, and you saw everything. You sat up there and straight up lied to the public. You said that girl that had a knife, whoever that was, you said that girl that had a knife. It's clear that she had a knife. You seen it on the ground. And the dad passed the knife. So why would you lie like that? Why would you lie? But at the end of the day, I hate that this happened to this young lady. It should not have happened. It should not have gotten this far. When the daddy got there, he should have protect. Not get involved. He should have protect. Baby girl going in the house. Y'all grown ass ladies, y'all need to get the fuck up out of here. Or I'm gonna call the police, get your ass up out of here. Y'all not finna come over here and fight my baby. So, baby girl going in the house. Ain't nothing finna happen. Ain't nothing shaking. I'm not finna let them get to you. Ain't nothing finna shake. Y'all need to get the fuck on up out of here. Y'all too grown to sit up here and fight with a 16-year-old. What the hell a 28 or a 30-year-old got to do doing with fighting a 16-year-old? About what? What could she have said to you to make you want to come and fight? What she could have done? Well, it could be a lot of things she could have done. But this is a 16-year-old. All right? So, we still ain't got the story of what happened, what started all this. But I'm almost in the mindset saying this must be some social media shit. I don't know. Maybe it's social media shit. Because baby Jasmine Adams, they saying her daddy got into some beef in the street. That's why what happened to him. I don't have concrete evidence, but somebody came in the comment section saying that he was involved in something, and them folks came and got him. They found out where he was, and they came and shot him up in the drive-thru. Then not too long after that, somebody got popped dead at Popeyes. And they saying they may be connected. I don't know. But at the end of the day, like somebody saying in the chat room, it's time for us to wake up. It is time for us to wake up. Shit getting real out here. Shit is getting real out here for us to not to be the protectors of these young ones. Amen. We cannot add fuel to the fire. We have to do the best that we can to put the fire out. I know sometimes it's hard to do, depending on how you was raised. But providing her with objects to kill somebody or harm somebody, that's not the way to do it. At least not in my opinion, that's not the way to do it. And see, sir, people looking at you as you contributed to your daughter's death. And I'm pretty much sure if you're on social media, you got a lot of people coming at you saying, dude, this your fault too. You contributed to this. Sam asked me connected. Connected about what? What are you asking me about? Because when I was talking about connected, I was talking about another story. So what are you asking me? You got connected with a question mark behind it. So what are you asking me? Yes, we do, Sam. I agree. Yes, we do. But you was asking me something about connected. You had a question mark behind connected. What was you asking me? No, Sam. No, Sam. I'm talking about another case. I'm not talking about this one. Unless me and you talk about the same case. I'm talking about the case of Jasmine Adams, the baby who got shot up in the McDonald's driveway. That's what I'm talking about in Chicago. And they say not too far from there, at a Popeyes, somebody else in Chicago got shot up. So that's a whole totally different case I'm talking about. Whole total different case. Whole total different case. And that's really what my focus at. I want to know what's going on with that baby story. So I really debating on if I go do this story or not. But I'm glad I did because y'all good people. Y'all in the chat room. And I'm seeing where disagreements coming in there. But it's respectful. And this is what I want. I want people to come in and, you know, get their different opinions. You know, what do y'all feel about it? Do y'all feel like it was right? Do you feel like it was not right like Candy Music did? You know, she came in like, hey, I feel he should have shot at the leg. But however, Candy, you came back and said I stand by what I said. And I get that. I understand that. This is a touchy subject. But you have to understand, the police even said that we're not trained to go for the legs. We're not trained to go for the arms. We are trained to go for the center mass that we know that will put a stop to the threat. You know, so yes, we can say this all day. You should have popped in the leg, you should have popped in the arm. But according to them, who's to say they would have neutralized them? You know, so I get it. I get it. I get it. Yeah, Sam, yeah, if you want to look at this story, it's on my channel too. Check it out. It's on my channel too. Yeah, it is, because you say it's hard to keep it out. Yes, it is, because it's mass shootings going on everywhere. Every time I look it up now, it's a mass shooting somewhere. So it's like it's a code or something that got sent off or something where these folks just going nuts. But if what's going on, this is why another thing why I say, man, y'all people, if ain't nobody fucking with y'all, leave them the fuck alone. Seriously, leave them alone. Leave them the fuck alone. And if it's somebody quiet and they ain't fucking with nobody, those the ones you need to be scared of. Because when you push that button, them quiet motherfuckers gonna fuck you up. They are. And we gotta learn that too. Leave people the fuck alone. Seriously. Even these grown ass women who came to fuck with this girl. She might was minding her business. But y'all came on her, according to the sister, allegedly, let me say allegedly, according to the sister, y'all came over to fight this young girl. For what? And looked like she whooped one of y'all asses. And was finna penetrate the other one with the knife. Y'all better leave people the fuck alone, man. Seriously, leave them the fuck alone. Especially the quiet ones. Y'all better leave people the fuck alone. Shit. And undefined beauty, you say you very quiet, I'll be scared of you. You say you come from a family of marshals and shit, I'll be scared of you. You quiet, I'll be like, damn, should I say hey to her? Or should I say anything? I'll be scared of the motherfucker. Cause you quiet like that in the background you come from, shit, I won't fuck with you. I want shit, guy, man, kiss my ass. Fuck that. I'll let you initiate the conversation. I'll let you initiate the conversation. Fuck that shit. You say you come from a background of marshals and all that. Fuck that shit. I'll be scared of the motherfucker. All right? Terry, I thought you said you had to go. What you still doing in the chat room? I thought you said you had to go. Hey, Beverly, what's going on? All right, she said, I am more dismissive, but had excellent impulse control. We're good. I wish a lot of us did. But yeah, unidentified beauty, undefined beauty, I be scared as fuck to speak to you. You talk, you come from a background, you quiet as hell. Hey, Chris, go and talk to her, man. Ain't gonna talk to her, man. She cute. No, fuck that shit. She too quiet. All right? Too quiet. She said, my family are full of that type of LE, but me, I am all history, science, and art. All right, amen to that. Notions, where you at? What do you think now that you heard my program, all the cussing now? What do you think now? Because, you know, you came in like, hold up, how does YouTube let you talk and all this cussing going on? My God, my ears. So what do you think now, Notion? Bev says Solid River runs deep. Yep. Oh yeah, very deep. Sam said, my cousin was shot in a school shooting 2 weeks later while working and driving in a bad part of town. Our crew was shot at. Damn. Damn. Oh, you was bullied. Oh, wow. You were raised outside the USS, you were bullied. There you go. She said, I respect your position. I appreciate that, lady. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. She said she could defend herself. The men make sure of that. All right. Amen. Amen to that. Amen to that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all so much for joining me. I didn't mean for it to go this long. God damn, it's 1:24. I got to get on up out of here. But anyway, again, like some of y'all say in the chat room, you know, we have to do better. In teaching the youth, we have to do better because, again, they are our legacy, and they only going by what we teach them. Amen. So we out there acting like a fool and a hoodlum. That's how our children gonna act because they looking at us and see you act like that, think that it's cool. So they're gonna mimic what the dad and the mom do, or how they act. And usually when that happens, you have a lot of stories that end up like this right here. So, you know, for the updates come up about this story, let me put my email in there so in case somebody come in. If anybody got updates to this story, you can email me with updates. Anybody got any updates? You know, you can send me you can send the updates to the email right there, and I will get it. I check my email often. Identify British said this first time I ever caught you live, but I saw you say that you've been a long time follower of mine. I really appreciate that. But guys, I gotta get out of here. I love y'all. Y'all are a good audience, you know, and I love the way we all communicate. Love y'all bunches. Y'all take care of yourself and each other, and God bless our children because children lives matter. Amen. Peace.